An authentic 19th century Irish pub brought over piece by piece and installed on the Las Vegas Strip? 16 miles away west, an ultra-modern steakhouse and butcher shop serving cuts you don't often see on a menu? Yes, please.
We are going to breakfast at Rira, we're going to dinner at Echo and Rig, and they're both on you.
So get ready, because this adventure starts right now.
Now this, my friends, is going to be a fun one. We received 2 generous gifts from our wonderful YouTube community, and we've been sent out to have some foodie adventures on you. First up, breakfast, courtesy of Craig and Frank in California, and for that we are heading to Mandalay Bay. Mandalay Bay remains one of our favorite strip resorts, and man does it smell good. You start to smell that scent even in the garage. Today, we cut through the casino without looking right or left because the breakfast destination we've chosen is in Mandalay Place, that terrific indoor walkway between Mandalay and Luxor. Though, I wouldn't mind following those folks to the lazy river. Our breakfast today will be at Rira, a real-deal Irish pub full of authentic treasures from the Emerald Isle. Plus music, food, and a couple of bars. Now, what's in a name? It comes from the Irish Gaelic, a phrase that translates into devilment and good fun. In other words, anything that calls for good food, a pint of Guinness, or a dram of whiskey.
Well, good morning, everyone. We are at Mandalay Place. We're having breakfast at Rira. A few weeks ago, we saw a sign out front that said they do the full Irish breakfast. You know we love a full English. We know we love a full Scottish. How about a full Irish? And they serve it all day long. So, breakfast at Rira coming up.
Rira is a series of rooms, front to back, and way bigger than you think. The first is the shop bar, a rural Ireland community gathering point, pub, and local store. And yes, this is the real deal. Foley's Bar from West Cork, circa 1880s, carefully restored and shipped right here to Las Vegas. It's been in the family of one of Rira's owners, Kieran Sheehan, for generations. Not only does the bar offer every Jameson known to man, but these patches are gifts from patrons over the years. Now, here to my brother Gary, what do you say? This looks right up your alley, don't you think? Now, personally, I'm a big fan of this cozy alcove just next to the main entrance with the comfy couch and all the great wall art. In the Victorian bar, the ceiling medallions and this gorgeous bar are authentic 19th century Victorian antiques. And the countertop is black Kilkenny limestone. The statue of St. Patrick is circa mid-1800s, a find from a barn in County Wicklow. He's carved from 500 pounds of plaster. The floor is wood from the Harland and Wolff shipyard, the same one that built the Titanic. Beyond the Victorian bar is the Rira stage, where they have live music 6 nights a week. The big draw in this room, though, is the 1910 glazed jeweler's cabinet taking up an entire wall. But it isn't displaying jewelry, it's full of a priceless collection of fine whiskeys. Last year, the Whiskey Bar won the Best Whiskey Bourbon Selection and the Best Scotch Selection in Las Vegas per the Review Journal. It's hard to pick a favorite, but this room might be it. What a great spot to enjoy a dram of whiskey on a chilly evening. It's not only the intimate bar, it's the wall art, the decor, the fireplace, and all the great vintage Irish memorabilia on the shelves. Seriously, being in this room actually transports you. Plus, the floor here is oak salvaged from an old whiskey distillery. But even though all these rooms have their unique charm, our table wasn't in any of them. It was back behind the red curtains in what's called the theater room. This room is gorgeous, from the restored bar to the hand-painted murals of theater goers, to the deep red draperies and polished woods. The artifacts were salvaged from the original Olympia Theatre in Dublin. And the floor is again from the shipyard that built the doomed Titanic. Now, let's take a closer look at that bar. It was originally built in 1880, restored in Ireland, and then shipped right here to Las Vegas. And of course, every self-respecting Irish pub has to have a great selection of beer on tap, including Guinness. And in their own words, there's more to Irish cuisine than the mighty potato. Breakfast is served from 8 to 11 a.m., and all your favorites are on the menu.
Well, obviously I had to cut this thing in half. It is huge. It's got bangers and something else on there, but it's a Irish breakfast sandwich. Paula got the actual dinner, but I got the sandwich. I can't wait to bite into it. Plus, they gave me my egg sunny side up, which I'm very happy about. Here we go. Woo! What's got to say? I'm feeling very Irish right now. Woo! It's that good. Really, really good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Dale said, I got the full Irish breakfast served all day. This is going to last me all day. Look at this. I got black and white pudding. I got bangers. I got sourdough toast. Got some eggs under there. Got some ham, mushrooms, tomatoes. And for extra $3, I also got the baked beans, because what's a British breakfast without baked beans? Actually, I'm going to taste those first. Baked beans. I'm not even going to put them on toast. Ketchup-y. Those are good.
So when was the last time you had an English breakfast or Irish breakfast?
The last time I had one was actually at the Virgin Hotel. I had the full English, one of my breakfast at, but that was probably in 2021. I'm going to have a bite of this white pudding. Oh my gosh, that's amazingly spiced. That is so good. Have a little bite of egg as well. I just got them scrambled. That's my favorite. Piping hot, fresh. Thumbs up on that. This is an amazing breakfast. I'm digging in. Turn the camera off.
Well, my friends, I'm halfway through, and as you can see, I've already eaten half of the sandwich. What I didn't see on this, there's a whole bunch of tomatoes, which is very English, Irish, and these potatoes have some kind of a seasoning on them. I don't think I've ever tried a potato like that that tasted like that. There has to be an Irish seasoning or something. Anyway, this is just absolutely wonderful. I'm having a great time. And the place, if you'll see, we're pretty much by ourselves in here right now.
Got a private room.
Yeah. So when we're all done, we'll wrap it up.
Well, our ReRa receipt says we get a 15% discount on our entire purchase at the Guinness store, so how can we resist? This store is an homage to Arthur Guinness and the worldwide phenomenon he built with his famous stout. Back on New Year's Eve 1759, this visionary and master brewer signed a 9,000-year lease on the St. James Gate Brewery in Dublin, and truly the rest is history. Since then, a long line of master brewers from the Guinness family have kept that lease and that dream alive and thriving across the globe. Now here's a fun fact. Guinness adopted the harp as their symbol, indicating their true Irish product way back in the 1860s. more than 60 years before Ireland itself adopted it as their official national emblem.
Well, folks, we just left Rira. We're downstairs, Mandalay Place, right here at the entrance to Mandalay Bay. Thought we'd stop and give you our glowing assessment of Rira.
I'm so glad that I came down because the food was amazing. The history in that place is amazing. And also the people that work there were absolutely accommodating to anything we wanted.
They were utterly fantastic. Our server was Brett.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Brett. He gave us all that wonderful information that we told you about the building, the construction, where everything came from. I almost cheered. He was so wonderful. The manager came over and said hi. They said hello and goodbye, and they were amazing. Yeah.
So if you are in Mandalay Bay or the Luxor or anywhere down at this end of the strip, and you're looking for a good Irish dinner or some Irish whiskey, I'll tell you what, they had more scotches in there than I've ever seen anywhere.
And that isn't even Irish whiskey. They had a lot of Jamesons too.
Yeah.
Hey, clue you in 3 to 6 every day. They have happy hour with half prices.
Right.
And if you're local, 40% off on Fridays is local day.
Oh, that's right. All right, coming up next, what are we doing?
We are going to the west side of town on another gift. This time we're going for dinner at Echo and Rig.
See you there.
It's 4:45 on a hot July Monday, and we are driving north on Rampart Drive in Summerlin on our way to gift meal number 2. This one, a gift card to Echo and Rig Steakhouse courtesy of Richard in Canada. Echo and Rig is in the charming Tivoli Village on the corner of Alta and Rampart. Tivoli Village is described on their website as a lifestyle destination featuring a curated collection of restaurants, retail, and business services set in beautiful old-world architecture. Echo and Rig is located right here near the Alta driveway entrance to Tivoli Village. It has an attractive facade featuring floor-to-ceiling windows. And the designers definitely had a great sense of humor. Just check out these quotes. Of course, I got the prime spot for my Bentley with a perfect view of that fountain in the roundabout. So what's in a name? Echo was a nymph in Greek mythology, and Rig signifies the power of mankind. So this steakhouse is a true mix of femininity and masculinity. Let's see how that plays out as we go inside.
Well, my friends, we are at a place we've never eaten at, and of course, this video is all about gifts that were given to us as far as food goes. And this is the Echo and Rig, and we're in right in Summerlin, right across the street from the Suncoast Hotel and Casino. And of course, as you know, I don't drink alcohol anymore, but I have a black and blue mojito, which I've already taken a couple sips of. It has fresh mint on top. It is absolutely delicious, and it also has, can you get that the fruit in there? It's got a blackberry. Am I right? This is unreal.
And this is called Dress to Impress, made with purple empress, gin, lemon, basil, and elderflower. I have not tasted it yet. It's like a summer field. Oh my gosh, it's in the 1-teens outside, and these drinks are heaven.
Echo and Rig's kitchen and dining room are on the 2nd floor. And there's even an outdoor patio with a view. This award-winning steakhouse with 2 more locations in Henderson and Sacramento is owned by Chef Sam Marvin, who also wears the hat of executive chef. The restaurant's consistent success here at Tivoli Village for more than 10 years can be credited to their approach of being a neighborhood steakhouse, not an off-strip steakhouse. They're here to build a local clientele, and it worked. This was the dining room at 6:10 on a Monday evening as we were just wrapping up our meal. Echo pioneered the idea of different cuts of beef on their menu than the typical filet and ribeye, and we were very excited to explore them.
Well, isn't this interesting? This is the Colorado lamb chops. Did they call it a porterhouse lamb chop? I'm going to take a part of the loin. I am a huge sucker for lamb. I absolutely love it. And this looks like it's absolutely perfectly cooked. I asked for it medium, and I think it is. Oh, it's grilled on an open flame. Absolutely amazing flavor. Tender as can be. Absolutely love it. I also have little potatoes here. I'm going to cut into those, and I'm not sure what that is.
Looks like an onion.
Yeah, I think it's a artichoke maybe. Anyway, I'm going to get into this, eat this, and when we're all done, we'll tell you how we liked it. So far, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Well, my friends, it has been 2 years since I had a rib cap. It was back at Oscar's downtown. I ordered a rib cap, and our server Nan assured me that their beef supplier is better than Oscar's, and this is going to be a better quality rib cap. The proof is in the pudding. Let's have a bite. I'm with Dale. That open flame grilling, the little crust on the outside of that beef, oh, it's so tender, so juicy, melt in your mouth. Fantastic piece of meat. What great flavor. Oh, awesome. So, all right, folks, I personally am a big fan of heirloom carrots, and they had heirloom carrots as a side roasted. Big fan. Sweet as honey. Those are superb. And then this is a risotto with tomatoes in it. See this little tomato in the risotto? That's adorable. Let me have a bite of that as well. I love risotto. Dale's a big fan of mashed potatoes. Give me the risotto every time. These are superb side dishes as well.
All right, I'm about halfway through, and so far it's unbelievable. There's these little fingerling potatoes on here. What I thought was an artichoke is actually an onion, and it's a huge onion. The lamb chops, yeah, take a look. That's an onion, and these are the fingerling potatoes right here. They are really good. The lamb is so perfectly cooked. I'll tell you, it's you don't get lamb very much anymore, especially lamb chops. And they do have them on the strip, but boy, they're expensive. These are absolutely amazing. I can't even tell you how good the food is in this place.
When our server brought us the dessert menu, we just knew we had to indulge.
All right, we got dessert. There was a lot of choices, but we chose the berry shortcake. And it's good to its word. It's full of berries. Ice cream. And this is some kind of a berry shortcake. I'm not exactly sure. Citrus shortcake. Oh, really good. Really good.
Heading down the elegant staircase to the ground level. Oh, by the way, isn't that a gorgeous chandelier? We get a great bird's eye view of the first floor bar. Lots of folks enjoying an early evening cocktail in this casual atmosphere, and it looks like on occasion they may serve hot hors d'oeuvres as well. But if you're a carnivore, it's this meat case that will draw you like a magnet. The passionate folks at Echo and Rig have traveled the world from Tasmania to Kansas to source the finest beefs and meats, and you can take it home. Their on-site butcher shop is open 7 days a week until 7 p.m., and they are happy to be your neighborhood butcher shop as well as steakhouse. And if you're a local, you just gotta come and get some of these beautiful cuts of meats.
Well, that was pretty good.
Actually, it was excellent. Every single thing I put in my mouth was superb.
We're outside right now. It's only 114 degrees. Here's my only downside of the whole entire thing. that room, we were up on the second floor. It was hot. You could see it. Both of our faces were red.
Yeah, I feel very rosy. It was very warm. Not their fault. The air conditioning on the second floor just wasn't doing the job.
Yeah, but the folks that work in there were terrific. The dessert was amazing, was it not?
It was, and I have to say, no sooner had we sat down than Javier, the manager, came over, introduced himself, and welcomed us. I think since it was our first visit, big thumbs up on that. That's customer service.
And
I loved it.
Get this. They had tea for Paula.
They had English breakfast. In fact, they brought out the beautiful oak box with all the different selections. So another big thumbs up.
So I honestly, I would recommend this. It's quite a ways from the Strip, but you know, you take an Uber or if you got a car, come on down here. It's just right off the highway. And I don't think you'll be disappointed because first of all, it's a little bit cheaper than the Strip.
Quite a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
You'll see the bill for, maybe you've already seen the bill for what this all cost. It was well worth it. Plus, you're right here in a beautiful area in Summerlin. The Rampart and the Suncoast are right across the street if you want to go gamble a little bit. So Tivoli Village is lovely. Lovely spot.
All right, we got to get in some air conditioning, right?
See you in a minute.
All right.
Until next time, Echo and Rig, we will definitely be back.
We will definitely be back. We loved that experience, and we've been actually singing its praises all week.
And you know, the funny thing about it is we've been told for many, many years, you got to go to Echo and Rig. That's really great. And we didn't do it. Well, of course, we got a free pass there.
We did, and we are so grateful to Richard. Thank you so much. Now, going back to Rira. Rira we have been to many, many times. They have awesome fish and chips. You got to get the mushy peas.
They do.
They have really, really good food, and we have to thank Craig and Frank for that treat. It was wonderful.
We want to thank all three of you fine folks for doing that for us. We really do appreciate it, and we don't expect it, and we don't want anybody else to be sending us anything, but we did get these, and we just want to thank you guys for that.
And it's very, very hot, so we thought doing some restaurant things would keep us indoors.
Now, speaking of hot, it was hot there in Echo and Rig, and then we went outside. It was 114 degrees. Guess what happened to us today? What?
Our air conditioning died. It is 112 as we stand here in the backyard.
Well, last time I looked was 113. So we have this beautiful house. We have no air conditioning. We're actually doing this outro outside because it's even a little stuffier inside the house. But we're going to get through this. We got a guy coming tomorrow and all will be well, right?
Yeah, this is not our first rodeo on that. This is actually the third time this has happened to us. And it was all this third week of July. I think it occurs.
I'll tell you what. And there's more things coming up, too. So we got more things to tell you as we move on through July and August. So let me tell you one thing about going into the men's restroom, of all places, at Echo and Rig. They didn't have soap on the counter. They had this a bowl that was full of salt, which I'll show you a picture of that here, and it had a spoon. And you take 1 teaspoon, or you take 1 table, or whatever that is, spoon, you put it in your hand, you rub it around for about a minute or 2 minutes or so, and then you rinse it off. And I'm telling you what, I never had such soft hand as that, and they were as clean as a whistle.
He came out of the men's room. He said, feel my hands. They were baby soft, and they smelled amazing. So I'm a big fan of the salt scrub.
I've never heard of that ever in my life, but I did it, and it was perfect. I mean, I absolutely loved it.
One other thing, I want to give a big shout out to Chef Sam over there at Echo and Rig. Do you know? He actually competed on the Food Network Beat Bobby Flay back in 2015, and he won.
He won.
He won.
Oh, wow.
So Chef Sam knows what he's doing over there in the kitchen at Echo and Rig.
All right. There was something else we were going to tell them about Echo and Rig.
No, I think we covered it. Actually, it was about Rira. Actually, it was more about Guinness.
Guinness, that's it, yeah.
It was an interesting thing about Guinness. We talked about the harp being their trademark back since the 1860s. Well, in 1922, Ireland also officially adopted it. They had been using the harp for hundreds of years before that, but they officially adopted it. They couldn't use the harp as is because it would infringe on Guinness's trademark. They had to flip it
I was just going to say it. I was going to give them the punchline on that. They actually had to flip the harp. What do you think about that?
That's funny.
All right. All right. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. Anything else you want to tell these nice people, Miss I'm hot, Paula?
No, it's hot. Hey, thank you so much for being with us on these 2 foodie adventures. We had a ball. We hope you did as well.
Hope you had a good time. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.